Hi, my name is Dee.
I'm Gia.
And we are the co-founders of Rework. Today, we'll be going through the different samples that we did for the Outbound 30 liters to get to this final product that we have with us over here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started.
To kind of set the scene, the entire development process for this product took about 10 months, which is quite long for us compared to the Toshi series, where each product took generally 6 months or less. So this product was a little bit challenging, and that's why it took a little bit longer. And let's go through why it was challenging, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so this is the first sample that we ever did for the Outbound 30 liters. I would say that the main things that we wanted to implement for this specific design in the beginning was a sort of sideways laptop compartment entry. This is mainly because of the fact that we actually wanted to include as well a compression strap system on the internal of the main compartment. So this allows you to strap down your internal items inside the main compartment really tight against your body for, in theory, a more comfortable carry as it's closer to your center of gravity. And so this kind of led to the sideways laptop entry, as putting the laptop compartment zipper on the top will put a lot of strain on the zipper track itself when you're tightening up the compression strap. So we moved it to the side. So yeah, I mean, what other things did we try to include to this bag?
For this sample, we tried to do a side handle that's on the side profile or side panel of the backpack. So it kind of like runs down from the top handle here. And then we kind of just stitched it across, but then left this and allowed it to come inside the water bottle holder part here. And then the other thing, just kind of informed the basis of what we wanted to do with the Outbound, it being a travel backpack, is to have a wireframe design. So, that was here from the get-go. You can see here that the wireframe is giving the back panel quite a bit of structure, and it runs all the way across, so even down at the bottom as well. Yeah,
I would say those are the main things that we focused on with this backpack in the beginning. And moving on to the next sample. So here, this is the second sample that we did for the Outbound 30 liters. Right off the bat, the main change that we made would be the handles. So if you can see, with this one, we kind of separated or split the side handles from the top handle, so they're not like one singular entity that is stitched to create like the sectioning of it, but instead just like one individual top handle at the top, as well as two side handles on both sides of the bag, and it's now stitched to the back edge of the bag. The reason as to why we switched the side handle positioning is actually because of the fact that the side panels do not have any inner lining to them. So if you go back to the first sample, you can see that there is no inner lining to the side wall, and as a result, it does not look, or with the reinforcement that you have to do on the side panel to make sure that the side handle is stitched on nicely and reinforced, it does not look aesthetically pleasing on the inside. So we moved it to the baggage just to alleviate that issue. Another pro to moving it to the baggage here is that we did make it slightly long enough so that you can use it as a sideways luggage pass-through if you want to. So that's another kind of main change.
Another thing we revised is getting rid of the compression strap on the inside. As you can see, the first sample had that. But the reason why we did that is because we noticed that when you're packing the bag out a lot, and you're engaging the compression straps as well as the load lifters up top, it was really creating a lot of compression and making it feel pretty uncomfortable when the bag is being worn and there's a lot of things being cinched down in the bag. So we decided that that's a feature we would kind of get rid of.
Yeah, I would say those are the main changes from the first sample. And I guess we can move on to the next sample now. So here we have the third sample that we did. Right off the bat, the main change that we did is to reorient the laptop opening from a sideways opening to a top opening. As mentioned previously, for this second sample over here, we got rid of the compression strap on the inside of the main compartment. So there wasn't really any need for us to be mounting the laptop access sideways. When you consider the fact that a lot of our other, openings to the bag is top oriented or top down access, having the laptop compartment be top down access as well was just a better way of entry. So that's kind of what we ended up designing.
So as part of this laptop orientation change, now this Velcro strip is visible. So what this is, because we have that metal frame, when our manufacturer tries to put the metal frame into the bag, they need a way, they need an opening to do so. And so this is like the way to do it. They just open up this Velcro and then they slot in the metal frame inside, and then close it up again. But this is pretty visible, because we had changed it, from side, like the laptop compartment sideways to top down. Before that, it wasn't visible. All right.
So here we have the fourth sample. We previously mentioned how the top panel here had the Velcro opening to allow a manufacturer to put a wireframe in. We actually moved that away, so it's no longer on the top here, but instead we have actually repositioned the opening to the bottom here, which might be a bit hard to see. But now that it's on the bottom, it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing, or you do not see it immediately when you open it up at the top. There's no wrinkles or anything. So it's just a aesthetic change that we made to just improve the overall look of the inside of the bag. Another thing, as you can see, that we added here is a top suspended mesh pocket on the back side of the laptop compartment. As we're going through the design of the bag, one thing that we didn't really implement was some sort of like hidden or more secure back pocket. We felt like with how tall this bag is, this was a good spot to use some space and to allocate some space to this hidden pocket. So we added a suspended pocket here, so you can put your valuables if you want to, such as your passport, some cash. We have a hidden smart track pocket inside here as well. But obviously you can also just put cables, some small charger bricks and whatnot if you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's the main.
Very versatile pocket, as opposed to like the back hidden pockets that you get on a lot of the travel backpacks. We just didn't really want to do because it introduces zippers and more weight and more complexity, and this we felt like was a happy medium and much more versatile as well.
I would say the last thing that we changed between this sample, this fourth version of the sample versus the version 3 of the sample would actually be at the base of the back panel. It's not really visible, but with this version, it is still a wireframe, but instead of a full perimeter wireframe, it's actually a U-shaped wireframe. So the U-shape actually runs U-shaped this way. And then for the bottom section of the back panel here, we implemented a plastic-like pattern piece to reinforce the false laptop compartment, so that there's a false bottom to your laptop compartment. The reason why we made this change is because with a traditional, or if we continue on with the full perimeter style frame design, due to just how taut the wireframe is relative to the entire back panel, the back panel here is raised up higher than the front panel, and so it has a much higher likelihood of it falling forwards compared to changing it to a U-shaped design. So this was really to improve self-standing if you pack out the bag full nicely. So it's kind of the main reasons.
Yeah, with the full perimeter, it's almost guaranteed that it will not stand.
Pretty much.
I mean, especially if it's not really that packed out. So okay. So this is the second to final sample. If you kind of were paying a bit of attention, up until now, the front quick access pocket that you see here is this slash across, which is what we have on the final product, right? We actually had not had that throughout all of the samples before that. It's actually the same design that we had on the Toshi pack. Basically, it's like our ambidextrous side quick access pocket. So this was something we kind of debated on for a while, but it eventually changed to a slash, what we call a slash front pocket, I guess. There are a few reasons. Number one, this we felt like was just a bit more versatile for a travel backpack. So, you can still kind of like swing the bag around when it's on body to open up this pocket and access it. You know, access your things like phones or whatever you want to access really quickly. But you know, as you're traveling, you're more often than not having your bag off the body as well. So like on the floor, on your seat, you know, hanging somewhere, and having, you know, the access only come in from the side is a little bit limiting when the bag is not actually on the body. So when it's on the floor, for example, if you open this up and then you want to put your hand like kind of top down inside to access your things, it's actually a bit easier. So that's reason number one why we changed, you know, the pocket to this. And number two, it's actually a weight saving reason. This actually uses, you know, 2 zipper tracks versus 1. Zipper tracks actually contribute to weight a lot, as well as like the patterning inside just uses a bit more fabric, right?
Yeah, so it just adds a bit more weight overall. Yeah. And weight was something that we tried to keep to a minimum. And so if you consider all the pros and cons kind of side by side, we just felt like, you know, changing it to a front slash pocket was a more logical decision for a travel backpack.
So the other change is like throughout this process, you know, we're also getting feedback on our other products like the Toshi Pack, and the shoulder strap is actually kind of similar to how the Toshi Pack is, right? Or is it like
similar, but more similar to the Toshi Pack
than it is like to the Outbound now.
Yeah.
Up until this sample, it's quite beefy. I think we just decided that it was better if it's a bit shaved down a little bit.
Well, it's just right? we tried to find a better balance in the foam density that is being used, along with the dual foam density nature that we try to implement with our bags. So this one's definitely a bit stiffer, and when you pair it with the low lifters, we felt like this was not the ideal combination. So for this 5th sample over here, we trimmed down the padding and used a softer foam on the inside as well, to find like a better balance. This is not the final sort of foam thickness, density distribution, but it is a lot closer to what we have on the final sample. So that's something that kind of changed as well, which is not really something you can see on camera, but you know, something to call out. So let's move on to, I guess, comparing this to the final sample.
So this is the final sample,
yeah,
or final product.
And immediately, right off the bat, there isn't that much changes. At this point, it's really trying to fine tune certain things that we had issues with to try to just make it better and more refined. First thing being is just the kind of patterning on the front. We actually moved up the darting slightly, as you can see, compared to this one. This one, like the zipper track comes down way more compared to the final sample here. Few reasons for this. One, it shaves off a bit of zipper track usage to save on just a bit of weight. But mainly with the zipper track coming down, you know, so much, you're not really creating like a wall on the side, and this makes it much more likely for contents to fall out of this admin compartment. So we actually just kind of raised it up slightly more so that whatever you put inside the main compartment or the admin compartment stays inside.
I mean, why that's a consideration is because we only have one zipper on the admin compartment. There's only one zipper, and there is like this security paracord loop, so you can loop the zipper through for extra theft deterrence. Cutting weight is like an accumulation of everything, and so cutting out zipper sliders, like heavy metal parts, is also part of it, and which is why we decided to take out one of the zippers. When you have only one zipper, the pocket always has to be either all the way closed or all the way shut, or all the way open. And so, yeah, it just makes more sense to kind of like have this bit of depth that, you know, stays contained so that your things don't just fall out when you're opening the pocket.
I think beyond that, the main other change would just be the inside color. We kind of matched all the colors, or all the interior hardware and fabric colors, to be one standardized gray. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the changes that we made to the Outbound 30 liters. In total, we did like, I think 7 prototypes in total. We didn't show all 7 today, just because some of the prototypes that we did is not necessarily worth mentioning, as the changes are super minute. I guess one thing we kind of left out was, you know, from, I guess, between this and the last sample that you just saw, we did tweak the shoulder strap padding even more to find a better balance, and this is what you find on the final product that we sell on our website. But yeah, we hope that this video was interesting and sheds light on the changes and the thought process as to why we ended up with this specific Outbound 30 liters design right here, and why we chose to use this as the final prototype and to use this as the bulk production.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that kind of are part of the process, but you know, it's impossible for us to mention. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions with regards to the development process. We love talking about this stuff, so we will try to get to your comments and questions.
We'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!